Why, hello there. How are you? Show number 227. Wow. How are you? It's me, Das Kazoo. That's all the chords I know. Now we have to put them together and make a song. Now, we are here once again for another Tobias the Adequate Troubadork non-commute pandemic coping mechanism show. And today's theme was hastily slapped together because of the songs that I'm going to play. That pretty much covers it. There's going to be 2 original songs, 1 traditional song, and 1 song which sounds like it's traditional, but it ain't, because it was actually written in the 70s. Although at this point, that would make it a vintage song. But I think we actually have to be further along in this century for it to become a traditional song. We'll just jump right into it. This, of course, is the one that kind of started the whole ball rolling when it came to maybe I could do something with music. It's this one. A song which threatens to collapse under its own weight eventually. Do you know my friend from Faire? Do you know my friend from Faire? He's 4 foot taller, and he's got browner sandy hair. And he has a hat and tankard, and he wears these great big boots. And he wanders around in a loincloth or one of them doublet suits. You've seen him. If you've been out to a Renaissance festival, I'm sure you've seen him. He's right out there. Do you know my friend from Faire? Do you know my friend from Faire? If you saw him coming down the lane, you'd have to stop and stare. For he always sings or juggles as he goes about the town, and he always has a great big sword that ought to narrow it down. Yeah, I'm doing a little bit of different strumming here, which clearly has caused a problem. We'll see if we can fix it. Do you know my friend from Faire? Do you know my friend from Faire? He's a unique individual, no one else can compare. Or, don't recall if it's pickles, pretzels, or if it's popcorn that he sells. But you can hear him coming from a mile away on account that he wears bells. Seen him, I've been him. Ariel's not lying, gang. Do you know my friend from Faire? Do you know my friend from Faire? He's the coolest guy in all the world, I truly do declare. If you saw my bud in person, then you'd know of whom I speak. For he dresses like a pirate, now isn't that unique? That's right, pirate. With pointy ears, elf pirate. And gossamer wings, fairy elf pirate. And a kilt, Scottish fairy elf pirate. Then horns, demon, Scottish fairy elf pirate. And fangs, vampire, demon, Scottish fairy elf pirate. And funky goggles with gears on them. Steampunk, vampire, demon, Scottish fairy elf pirate. And big furry boots. Barbarian, steampunk, vampire, demon, Scottish fairy elf pirate. And and an immense German hat covered in feathers. Lands connect barbarian, steampunk, vampire, demon, Scottish, fairy, elf, pirate. And a foxtail. Nobody knows why. Do you know my friend from Faire? I think I saw him over there. His name is Wolf or Hawk or Raven, or I think it might be Bear. Well, we've never met outside of Faire, but I'm sure he'll be along. Hey, wait a minute. I'm talking about you. I guess I'll end this song. There we go. Not bad for something I haven't rehearsed for weeks. Friend from Faire, a song which will eventually collapse under its own weight. I've actually hit a bit of a stopping point because I don't really have a way to add anything else, having already belabored all of the stereotypical things you will see people dressed in, of, and wearing at a Renaissance festival. I want to put Viking in there somewhere, but I'm not sure where, because we already had the horns with the demon, but I'm sure that'll come eventually. Now, of course, there were some hiccups there, but that is because of the sacred disclaimer. I am not very good at this. Some people might think it's like a stylistic choice. You know, like the guy who sings like he's, been drinking steadily for 47 years and his voice is all raggedy. No, I'm just not real good. But I do want to try to be not real good at something that I really like. And that something I really like is, in fact, an actual historical song, which has been credited to, and I have to say this carefully, credited to King Henry of England, 8th to bear that noble name. It is, in fact, a song called Pastime with Good Company. Much like its companion piece, Greensleeves, it has 4 billion verses. I will not play all 4 billion verses. I'm going to do 3 and stop. I think this demonstrates considerable restraint. This is also, I might add, my introduction to the fact that King Henry loves him some 7th chords. E7 is one of his favorite chords. It shows up in both of the songs I know that are credited with him. This song and the other one. I am not a scholar anymore. I used to be a scholar once. I don't know what happened. We're also going to go a little faster, and I'm going to try and do it in a way that modern audiences can survive. Pastime with good company, I love and shall until I die. Grudge who lust, but none deny. For God be pleased, thus live will I. For my past tense, on sing and dance, my heart is set. For goodly sport, for my comfort, who shall be led? Youth must have some dalliance of love and praise, some past tense company methinks the best. All thoughts and fancies to digest, for idleness is chief mistress of vices all. But who can say if birth and play is best of all? I need rehearsal. Company with honesty is virtue, vices to flee. Company is good and ill, but every man has his free will. The best ensue, the worst eschew. My mind shall be virtue to use, vice to refuse. Thus shall I use me. We'll do the first part one more time. Pastime with good company, I love and shall until I die. Grudge who must, but none deny. So God be praised, thus live will I. For my past tense, on sing and dance, my heart is set. For goodly sport, for my comfort, what shall be led? Hey, that wasn't half bad. I'm not sure it was half good, but it wasn't half bad. Now I can relax a little bit. Those are the fast songs. The next two songs will be a bit slower, which is probably for the best. I've been rummaging through my notes and stuff, and I do actually have to thank Mr. Zuckerberg and Facebook, because the memories section actually brought a song up that I had forgotten that I had written. And I did that song yesterday, Run Fair in the Rain. It then also reminded me of a couple other songs which are not complete yet, and there's one song which may actually become the true Troubadork anthem. I thought that the most important person at the fair would be it, but instead I seem to be writing a song about how, although I am not a bard, I have been barred from many places. So we'll see how that goes as the days progress. If I have anything in this cup, there's something horribly wrong with this cup, for it is empty. It's all right. We'll get through this. We are professionals. All right. I didn't actually wipe my nose on my arm. That would be untidy. Would probably mess up my fingering too. The next song I'm going to write is based on a real actual object that really actually exists in a real actual museum. It is the world's oldest edible ham. It's over here. Point the right direction there, Tobias. Look over there. See? Ham. The world's oldest edible ham actually exists in a little town in I believe it's the Isle of Man. In professional wits, we don't know. In the actual museum, and it is in fact an actual ham. It wasn't intended to be the world's oldest edible ham. It just kind of happened that way because it was put in the curing room, and then it was lost. And then it was found again. And Mr. Pembroke Gwatney decided that it would actually act as a mascot. He put a collar on it, called it his pet ham. You can't make this kind of stuff up. And he took it around to county fairs and it now actually exists in Virginia. Isle of Man County, Virginia. And it actually exists in a food museum. And there's actually a camera on it. And yes, I know what you're thinking. Whoa, Black Betty. Cam for ham. Whoa, Black Betty. Cam for ham. I'm not pursuing that any further. You can. For ham. Fortunately, this one is almost a Walt. The world's oldest edible ham, a token of how things could be. The world's oldest edible ham, we could eat it, but should we? Well, in 1902, down at Waltley Foods, a ham was lost in the cooler. Two decades did pass with it offsetting gas, and Pembroke declared it the ruler. It's the world's oldest edible ham, a token of how things could be. The world's oldest edible ham, we could eat it, but should we? Well, he collared that ham and said, well, my man, you're gonna be my pet creation. I'll take you to fairs, and under my care, there'll be a grand ham celebration. With the world's oldest edible ham, a token of how things could be. The world's oldest edible ham, we could eat it, but should we? In old Virginia, this ham sits in livery, along with the world's oldest peanut. it looks the samey, it's probably quite gamey, but people pay money to see it. Why? It's the world's oldest edible ham, a token of how things could be. The world's oldest edible ham, we could eat it. But should we? One more time. We'll pretend I know how to play this thing. It's the world's oldest edible ham, a token of how things could be. The world's oldest edible ham, we could eat it, but should we? Probably not. There we go. You'll notice that I actually found the strumming pattern about halfway through the song. This is a show I have not rehearsed a lot. It's been... One of the things that happen is that I want to make sure that y'all aren't getting bored with me playing the same, like, 6 or 7 songs over and over and over again. Now, this also means that sometimes I don't have time to practice the songs that I want to play, even though I have written them and performed them before, which causes what we like to refer to here in the show as boating accidents, or as Kay puts it, if I can recover from them, kayak incidents. We're upside down. Oh, we're back up. Okay, we're good. I suppose as long as you end the song properly, the rest of the world isn't worried because you're just kind of carrying on. That's okay. And now we come to the moment you've all been waiting for, my friends. Yes, it is now time once again for the final song in the Tobias the Adequate Troubadork Non-Commute Show. Episode 227 on the 28th of April. In the year of our thingy 2021. Who do we have to blame for it to being the year 2021? I'm really not sure. A lot of people would say Caesar, but I don't think so. We moved away from the Julian calendar to the whatever the heck it is we have now calendar. Yeah, but I could be wrong. I've been wrong before, and I doubtless will be wrong again. Thankfully, this show is not presented as an educational process. It's just presented as an open rehearsal with online heckling. Yes, World Black Betty, can of ham. Thankfully enough, this is a song that... See, this song sounds like it should be a traditional song, and in fact, I first heard it, literally, when I was performing at and participating in the great Victorian Christmas Fair of Charles Dickens' London in San Francisco, California, also known as Dickens Fair. It's a song that sounds like a Victorian music hall song, when in fact it was written by 2 guys, Roberts and Barrand, in the 70s as an advertising jingle for a place known as Bertha's Mussels in Baltimore, Maryland. It does exist. They do serve mussels. They are apparently rather tasty. If you like mussels, it's a good place to go. Or, as my friend and occasional mentor, the astonishing green wizard David Springhorn said, "Bertha's Mussels! You've had worse things in your mouth." Eat Bertha's Mussels, they're the best there is by far. You can eat them in the dining room, you can eat them at the bar. So when you're ashore in Baltimore and you fancy a bite to eat, just follow your nose to Bertha's and you're in for a rare old treat. Now a sailor came to Bertha's with a problem most severe. His manly pride had been atrophied by a voyage of 14 years. He ate a plate of mussels, now he sings in a different key. His jibboom said right, he'll be back there tonight, and he's not going back to sea. So eat Bertha's mussels, they're the best there is by far. You You can eat them in the dining room, you can eat them in the bar. So when you're ashore in Baltimore and you fancy a bite to eat, just follow your nose to Bertha's and you'll be in for a rare old treat. Now a lady came to Bertha's who wanted a daughter or son. The doctors had said with a shake of their heads that she couldn't have either one. So she ate a plate of mussels and went home to her husband. Dear, hi babe, she tuned up his screws, and to tell ya the truth, they had triplets the very next year. So eat Bertha's mussels, they're the best there is by far. You can eat them in the dining room, you can eat them in the bar. So when you're ashore in Baltimore and you fancy a bite to eat, just follow your nose to Bertha's and you'll be in for a rare old treat. They will cure your diarrhea, thank God, cure your constipation too. Just swallow a box for the chicken pox, for the measles, or the flu. So if you fancy a healthy life, get your daily dosage straight. A plate a day of Bertha's mussels, and you'll live till you're 98. So eat Bertha's mussels, yum! They're the best there is by far. You can eat them in the dining room, you can eat them in the bar, When you're ashore in Baltimore, you fancy a bite to eat, just follow your nose to Bertha's, and you'll be in for a rare old treat. I don't know about you, but I feel better. And so we come to the end of another reasonably successful Tobias the Adequate Troubadork non-commute show. Yes, I did say 6, but hold up. 7 fingers, and then I corrected myself to 7 fingers. But honestly, does anyone really care? I don't know. We are a simple people. We sing, we dance, we play the ukulele. It is a happy life. Thank you once again for hanging out with me. We will continue to do this Monday through Thursday about 4:30ish to about 5ish until such time as our practical considerations require us to change the schedule. That sounded pretty good. I like that. I will try to remember to say that next time. Maybe I will even play back the shows, but let's be honest about this. Unless I absolutely have to, I don't watch these shows. Oh, I just hope that you're entertained. Because if you're not entertained, then what I'm doing here is even harder to justify. So there that is. We live in a capitalistic society, so let's get this stuff out of the way. There's tip jars, of course. PayPal.me/theadequate, Venmo @theadequate. And I want to thank Alicia, Eric, Robert, Rick, Emily, and Miranda for throwing some bucks in the bucket. Any money that comes into the show goes to making the show more technically sound. Performance-wise, it's me. So, roll the dice. See what comes next. If you want to support Adequacy in our lifetime in a more ongoing process, you can go to patreon.com/theadequate, where you will get, for your dollars, previews of songs. You will get some merch. You will get some other cool things as well. And I'm pretty much sure I'm going to be making some additional artisanal gibberish books available. I have very few of the original printing, but when we go to the new printing, I will be making those available, as well as the PDF version of the first printing to y'all bewilderingly generous people. And by bewilderingly generous, I mean Jen, Joe, Alexi, Austin, Chris, Teppo, Shay, Linda, Ann, Stephen, Rob, Alicia, Relly, BK, Richard, Brian, and Lorene, and my Patreon patrons, past and future, whoever you may be. You know who you are. I don't. So, any support of Adequacy in our lifetime is deeply appreciated and, to be frank, slightly questioned. You can find me on the interwebs at theadequate.com. I am at theadequate on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I am Tobias the Adequate at TikTok and Tumblr. I'm SoundCloud. I am soundcloud.com/Matthew-Laguerre. I have released 2 new songs in the last month, and I will probably release some more songs. I'm working on Goat Tubes, which I think I'm going to completely redo so I can make it better. Overall, better is a good word for it. Or I could just take what I've done and put it up and say, hey, what do you guys think? And, y'all can tell me. THUD Bucket is death metal you can laugh at and is available anywhere that has the word music in the name, as well as Spotify. We have 4 videos out on the YouTubes. We have a Facebook page. It is a entirely one-off pandemic. We're stuck at home. Well, what the heck? Let's write a death metal album that was started entirely on a dare. Pretty much. As I said, we really had to have a death metal song called Per My Last Email, and my friend Ron, who has been in a number of death metal bands, including his current project, Absolute Darkness, said, oh yeah? Write the lyrics and let me see what I can do. So there we go. And that's how that happens. So see? That's what happens when you're bored at home on the internet. Let that be a warning. I also have a book coming out, a reprint actually, of Artisanal Gibberish, and the link's not down here, but the link is wherever it is around the periphery that the description for this show is. It is being reprinted by Unruly Voices, an imprint of Paper Angel Press. And it is going to be released on the 15th of May, unleashed upon an unsuspecting world. Pre-orders are available on Amazon and a number of other places that I can't remember, but they're all under Unruly-Voices / Artisanal Gibberish, I'm pretty sure. Or just look up Unruly Voices and you'll find it. Or go to paperangelpress.com and you'll find the link to Unruly Voices, which you can then follow to me. Or you can go to the link that's over that somewhere in here. Anyway, that's enough out of me. Thank you all for hanging out with me once again. Thank you for justifying my doing this. We will continue to do this. And when the time comes and we can gather in large groups again, safely, then we will do this more and louder. And the shows will go much longer because there'll be a lot of people laughing at things. You laughing at what I do and me laughing at what you say about what I do, because that's the way it works, honestly. Be good to yourselves, be good to each other, be kind, be safe, be silly. And remember this. You are the final arbiter of what you do with your time on the interwebs. And you can fill your interwebs with things that make you angry, and you can fill the interwebs with things that make you happy, and you can fill the interwebs with a mixture of those. And once you know that, then you can pretty much tune your experience. And I would say let's err on the side of things that make you happy, because I've tried being... a lot of us have been outraged for a very long time, and anger is exhausting. We have to be able to laugh and be silly too. Absurdists often find the truth, and incrementalists can change the world, just slowly. Y'all have been wonderful. I continue to be Tobias the Adequate. Thank you for encouraging my behavior. I will see you guys next time.